in progress. Oh. Hello, distinguished students. Please let somebody just open his mic and let me know that you're seeing me and you're hearing me.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. We can see you. We can hear you.
We can hear you, Prof.
Thank
I
you
can see
very
you
much.
and I can hear you as
Okay,
well.
thank you very much. So please mute your microphone, but leave your slides open. So today we are going to talk about one of the courses that appears in our CCMAS book. In our under CCMAS, we have a book that is called Fundamentals of Education that is talking about several aspects of education. And one of those books is Education 201, Curriculum Development and Teaching Methods. I'm sorry, one of the courses it will cover, but the main book itself is Fundamentals of Education, Book 1. And what I'm going to talk about today, Improvising and Using Resources, appears in chapter 32. That chapter 32, in CCMAS, we have 9 learning outcomes. So if you look at CCMAS, you will see that this particular topic is learning outcome number 6. But somehow in the book, it appeared as learning outcome number 6. Sorry, in CCMAS, it is number 7, but here it is number 6. But it doesn't really matter. What is important is that we are talking about resources for teaching science and classroom management and improvisation. So that is what we are talking about. And this is a chapter I co-authored with Christiana Omoifo, professor of science education from the University of Benin. Now, in this chapter, resources for science teaching, we have an overview. And in that overview, the first thing we talked about is what makes a good teacher, what makes a class interesting, and what have you. And we looked at the meaning and importance of resource. We looked at categories and types of resources for teaching and classroom management, and then we looked at improvisation. We also had summary, conclusion, and how we can improvise. If you look into that book, Fundamentals of Education, Book 1, you will see all that. So the next thing we are talking, at the end of this lesson, what are we aiming to achieve? You will be able to define the terms, resources, and classroom management. You'll be able to explain the concepts of resources for teaching and effective classroom management, the purpose and importance of using resources. Of course, you'll be able to list the different types of resources for teaching an effective classroom, and you'll be able to prepare some materials using locally available materials, which is what we call improvisation. So what is resource? When we talk about resource, it's a French term that means recovery. It is something that you use to offer you an aid in whatever you are doing, to assist you to make your work easier. And in the field of science education, there are supports that science teachers use in teaching, what you may also call tools which science teachers use to effectively explain scientific concepts. They are usually, you can categorize them, or rather for this particular purpose, we want to categorize them into digital and non-digital because we are in a digital age. We also want to look at them as renewable and non-renewable. Now, what are the non-digital ones? These are the most common resources that we all know. Our charts, our models, our printed materials, such as textbooks, chalkboard, glassware, the burettes, pipettes, balances, optical devices, burners, microscopes, and slides. Even though in this day and age, we have some digital microscopes. But the digital resources are mostly the ones you get online and from YouTube. We are using our laptops, using our projectors, and then being on the internet. The internet is an important part of this, even though there are some that have been downloaded and you can just use them without being online. But most of them are online. You need to go online, search, and you'll be able to see some of those resources. Listed here in the chat before you are some of the areas, some of the links you can click on to see resources. And the easiest way to do this, if you just get online, and you click on